Hey, how's everybody doing? We're back to work on the bass guitar project again, and today we're going to put some strings on it, and we're going to see what happens. We'll just have to go through the process. This has never had any strings on it before, so everything's going to be way out of adjustment. I mean, there is no adjustment. I mean, there's been no adjustment to it at all. It's new, so it's gonna have to be started up from scratch. So this is what I tend to use almost all the time. Now I don't know. I don't change bass strings very often at all. It never happens. My bass strings stay on for years, and I've kind of gravitated towards these the last several string changes I've made on all my various basses. I seem to like them pretty well, so I just stick with them. Super Slinky bass 5s. They run from 40 gauge. Where are we? 40 gauge. Up to 125 gauge for the biggest fat B string. That's where we're going to start, the big fat B string. So this is where we are. Let me tilt this down a little bit. I'll be moving the camera back and forth, so things will be so you'll be able to see what's going on. But there we are. So let me come this way, and let me come this way so you can see. So this is the bridge. We're going to come up through the back end of it and feed the string through. As you can see, that's kind of slotted, but there we go. It's up in there, up over the saddle. So now I'm going to come to the other end. Let me see, a couple of moves here probably. Yep, okay. So alright, this string, the big fat B string, is going to go right here in this post. And we don't need the entire length of everything that's, because I got a lot of string up here. I got string all the way up to here, so I don't need all that. I don't want all that. I can't wrap all that around this post. What I usually do is come up. I'll pull my string taut so I don't have any more length down at the end, and I'll cut this string about. See here, well, this is where I'm going, so I'm going to run up to the next post, second post up, and I'm going to cut this string. Just cut it off, just like that. Now, let's see, these are slotted posts. They have a hole in the middle, so you can put your string right down there. These are kind of easy to use. Your string just fits down in that hole, and then there's a slot You can see this slot runs across this way. So you put your string down in the hole. Then I like to take a little bit of a shortcut. I've got a string winder, or basically this is an electric drill. Let's see, which way do I want to go? I want to go that way, opposite way. And I've got a, where are we? See, this just fits in the end of this drill. It's not really a drill, it's more of a screwdriver, electric screwdriver type thing, rechargeable. But anyway, it just makes life easier. Now this string goes on, it wraps around in this direction. You don't want it to wrap around that direction, because then the string would come out over here, be on the wrong side. You want it to come out on this side of the post and down through the hole. I'm just making sure that the strings get the winds on the post don't get all bunched up. All right, that's just kind of tight. It doesn't have to be anything in particular right now. All right, now we're going to the next string, which is a 95 gauge string. It is for the E. That first one was for the B. Now I'm going to go right up through the bottom, just like I did before, so I'm not going to move the camera. I'm just going to run it up through here. Just like I did before. Come right back up here to where we were. And so this is where we're going. And I want to come up this plus about that far again, like if there was an imaginary second tuning post up here about the end of the headstock, and cut it off, because once again, don't need that much string. So here we go down in the hole. We're going to take it and bend it over and do just exactly what we did before. So I'm making sure when the wind comes around, it goes underneath the previous one. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit tight, so make sure it's in the proper slot here in the nut. Okay, that's got some tension on it. So we're going to go to the next string. This one is 75. That's 0.075 inches in diameter, 75 thousandths of an inch. So take the ball in and go down here to the back where the bridge is again, just like I did before. Right up over the bridge, coming right up here to the top. And I'm going to cut this off again. This one won't need so much, but I'm going to go, here's one, and here's two, so I'm going to cut it off right about there. That doesn't have to be precise. Down in the hole, bend it over. Wind it up. the nut slot. Okay. As you can see, as the diameter of the strings have gotten thinner, even though I've measured about the same length from where I cut it off to where I start winding it, this one got like 2 wraps around the post. This one's got about 2.5. This one's got 3. So the thinner the string, the more wraps you're going to tend to get around it. So anyway, as you can tell, all these strings are wound so that the wind is coming on the inside of the tuning post rather than the outside. That's the wrong way to do it. This is the correct way to do it. I've seen them wound many different ways. Alright, here is a 60 gauge string. This is the B, E, A. This is the D. Okay. Now this one's going to go to this post. So we're going to come up about this far past that post. Let's see. Can you see where I am? Now you can. About that far past that post. That's about, you know, as we were measuring before, and then. So different people measure them different ways. That's the way I measure them. Now this one is also going to come this way. It's going to be on the inside. It's going to wrap around this way. Let's see, is this still going to be correct? Yeah. Alright, got it in the hole. I got it bent over. Wrapping to the inside of the post. Get it under there. So I can get my wraps lined up. I don't want them to get all jumbled up. Alright. That one's got a little tension on it. So that one's good. Alright, one more. .40 gauge. B, E, A, D, G is this string. You can tell it's a lot thinner. 40 gauge is about, well, it would be about a light gauge 6th string. In other words, the fattest string on a guitar. Usually a guitar gauge a set of guitar strings are gauged 10 to 46. This is a 40. So a 46 would be a medium gauge E string, fattest string on a guitar. Alright, so I'm going to go up about that far and cut it off. In the hole, bend it over, and wrap it up. Wait a minute, let me get this up here. Get it wrangled up in the right spot. In the nut slot. There we go. There we got a little string tension in it. Alright. So now we got strings on it. Right. Okay, we're going to come back down here and put our attention on the bridge, because these strings are all way low. In other words, they need to come up. Let me bring you down just a little bit more so you can see a little better. Okay, they're way low. They need to come up this way. They need to come up that direction. Up off the bass, the bottom of the guitar, face of the guitar. So the way you do that is at this bridge. Now all these now, they're set at the lowest possible spot. So what I'm going to do is, there's adjustment screws. Let me see, they're not even in contact. Let me just take a moment to screw all these down to where they're making contact. And then we'll start bringing the strings up closer to where they need to be. This is just a little Allen wrench. I don't know what size it is, but just a standard Allen wrench. They supplied it with the bridge. Okay, so that one's a little bit off, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. I'm gonna take it one full turn, and then another full turn. So it's still gonna be way too low, I know. I'm gonna give it another turn and another turn. See, there's 2 screws for each saddle. Alright, that's a little bit up, so let's do the same thing with the next one. Let's just go ahead and give it 2 turns. There's 1, there's 2. I don't think I had that one down all the way. Alright, there's 1, and there's 2. Well, at least it's not rattling on the fretboard, so that's a good sign. Alright, here's 1, here's 2. Okay, I'm back. The battery went out on my camera. It ran down to 0, so that's why it shut off. But anyway, I didn't notice when it went out exactly, but I went back and looked, and I know I was in the process of adjusting the bridge and raising the string height up a little bit. And when I finally figured out that the camera had shut off, I went ahead and basically did the same thing to all of these saddles for each string. So basically what I've done is just gotten them all to where they are no longer touching the fretboard anymore. There's a little space, so they're running free now. So at this point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook this up to a tuner. Just give it a rough tune. I'm going to plug it in back down here. plugged in. This is just a cheap cord. They sent this with the base kit. This is just a standard electrical tuner. I don't really use this one all the time, but it's a pretty good old tuner. I've had it for years and years. Turned it on. It's reading something. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on so I can see what the heck it's reading. Alright, that says, I know this is going to be hard for you and me to see at the same time. Let me see where we are. It's hard to figure out where we are exactly. Let me see if I can get this to where I might need to. Let me see if I can make this all work. Might have to see if I can set this shot up and then get you back to where you can see what's going on. Or at least maybe kind of see what's going on. Yeah, maybe. Let's try that. Alright, that's showing a B, even though you probably can't see it. And it's showing that it's sharp. Now it's showing that it's a little flat. I'm going to try to get this tuned up to pitch so that we can see how flat the neck is and make some adjustments there. It's not going to have to be perfect, and it's not going to stay, but it needs to be close. Now that says the B's tuned. That's coming up on E. E starting to get there. Alright, there's E. I'm just tuning this up on the end where the tuning machines are. I know you can't see that part of it, but that's where my other hand is. Alright, there's A. This is the D string. D. There's the G. There's the B. Since I pulled the other ones in, it's flattened it. That means it's bending the neck in. The strings will pull on the neck depending on what tension they're at. So now I see the E's flat because I've got tension on all the other strings. A's flat. D's a little bit flat. Whoop, I'm going the wrong direction with it. There we go. G's holding where he is, so let's see where we are now. B. There we are. E. Little more. E. A. Just a little more. D. G. Okay. Believe it or not, those are in tune. Okay, I know this video is going to run long, so I'm going to stop it right here. And let me get you turned back up here. I'm so used to turning, I forgot tuning. I forgot to say turn instead of tune. Yeah, here I am, back in the woods again. So, all right, we've got our strings on and we've got our bridge adjusted up to where the strings are up off the fretboard, and things are good enough where it is right now that we were able to actually tune the strings to pitch. So they are where they should be as far as pitch goes. So we're going to leave that right where it is for now. This video will be long enough at this point in time. We don't need to stretch it out anymore. And we'll come back in a bit and we'll do some more testing, checking out. In fact, I think I may plug this dude into an amp and see what it sounds like, just for the moment, because I think it's, even though it's not adjusted properly, I think I can play it a little bit, at least knock it out and see what it sounds like, and then start looking into the adjustments, other adjustments that may need to be done on the neck and all that stuff. It's remarkably close to where it needs to be, I think. So I don't think it's going to take all that much to get her up and running right now. So anyway, that's going to be it for the moment, and we'll come back the next time and see what we're going to do then. So until then, my friends, I will see you later.